Good morning. Thank you, Jan and Chris, for that this morning for our welcoming music. This is Welcome to Westside Unitarian Universalist Church, where we welcome everyone who, no matter what path you took to get here, and no matter how you're here. We welcome you if you're here in person today, and we welcome you if you're watching now online or sometime in the future. Do we have any big announcements?
Congregational meeting.
That's true. Today is the congregational meeting.
12:15.
Yeah.
What time are we starting?
12:30. All right, so it'll be a little bit after, we've had some time to talk a little bit during coffee hour and eat cake. And after, of course, a special bridging ceremony today.
We have one other announcement.
Yes.
Someone's Subaru keys got dropped in the parking lot.
As well, we have learned that someone's Subaru keys were dropped in the parking lot.
Back parking lot.
The back one. So if you are missing your keys...
They are in the office on the front counter.
On the front counter in the office. All right. Any other big ones? Don't think any other big ones?
There goes Diane.
Okay. You want me to wait for her? Do you want me to wait for her? Or?
No.
Okay.
Also, we can announce that there's produce on the back from my garden.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to pick it up.
And up on the tables in the back, if you turn around and look right now, or you can see after the service, there are some fresh produce from Carol's garden, free to take for anyone who would like.
They're not free. There's
Not free. Donation. Not free.
Yeah, feel free to take it if you need it.
And then, there we go.
Yep.
All right. So today, our service, as you can see on your order of service, is titled Love Can Build a Bridge. And it's going to be about love, but it's going to be about how love is pretty hard sometimes. Sometimes loving someone hurts because you still love them, but there may be something that has given you distance to them, or maybe you're just someone who wants to love everyone, and it's hard. It's hard to look around and say, I love you to everyone around you, knowing certain things going on around you, you're not knowing things about them, or maybe you do know things, and you are struggling to really feel that I love you, that love. As Unitarian Universalists, love is the center, at the center of everything we try to do, and it makes it a little frustrating sometimes to really try to sit down and go, have that connection with someone. I'm sure everyone in this room can think of someone in their life for a variety of reasons where either you love them still, but you keep them at arm's length, or you love them and you haven't talked to them in years, or you love someone and something happened that made you separate for a bit, either friendship-wise, relationship-wise, or even just someone you knew casually, and then you came back later and you still loved them, but it was different because of the things that had happened. So today we're going to have a few stories about situations like that with what love can be even in a world where you might need to keep some people at arm's length, or how hard it can be sometimes. And now we're going to Carol will come up to invite the singing bowl to sound.
Thanks, Ryan. And we're going to warn Ellen that Ellen's going to be doing the chalice lighting this morning for us. So I think you have something ready. So as we prepare to invite the bowl to sing, Ryan was explaining some of the topics we're going to be talking about. I want to invite you to simply take a couple deep breaths and ask yourself, what do you think love means? When you think of love, we've had conversations about this in the past, but as our denomination now explicitly tells us that love must be the center of all the actions we take, I invite you to just simply contemplate what that means for you. Okay.
Well, I chose a chalice lighting verse this morning to address our bridging ceremony. Your souls dwell in the house of tomorrow where you cannot visit, not even in your dream, even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you, for life goes not backward nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows with which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite and bends you with might that the arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness.
Thanks, Ellen. Each week we light candles for things that we are celebrating and also things that we're concerned about. This morning we were talking about which things we should choose, and we sort of went, I don't know, because there's just so many things. So today, let's light a candle of celebration for Tremaine and for all those who are graduating. Yay! All those who are graduating. And our candle of concern is that we might strive and continue to do the work. This isn't really a concern, it's more effort. That we might continue to do the work to help build a world that the next generations want to be part of, that they would like to participate in, and to give them the power to do so. And we're lighting one more candle. Our central candle today is a special candle for Dwayne Krager, who there's lots of conversation about how's Dwayne doing, what's happening, how is Dwayne. He's doing much better, last we heard. Okay, so Dwayne took a fall a little over a week ago and had a head injury and has been in the hospital for the last week and has had some ups and downs and ups and downs. He's had a fever, but has been doing better over the last couple days. We don't really know exactly how he's doing. There are moments when we're more concerned and moments when we're less concerned. What I do know is this: tomorrow the family will be moving him to West Hills, where he can receive more care. He will not be going back to his apartment. People have been visiting him. Thank you so much to all the people who've been spending time visiting, and thanks to Judy for letting us know about the initial incident. So we're going to I'm in touch with the family, and you can check in with me or with Drew about, we could, if we want to set up some kind of a rotation to visit him, if you feel inclined to visit him, we can specifically keep you informed. So I'll know more tomorrow about exactly when he's being moved and how we can get to him. So we're just lighting a candle for his continued well-being and good care. So we're going to sing a song together. So I'm going to invite the choir to come up. You all get to sing with us. We're not going to make you stand up, but we're all going to sing. And this is a song that's about the joys and the concerns all together, because they go together in our lives. And also, this is specifically a song that Tremaine chose for today's service, because music is it's his future career, and it's also a wonderful way to deal with whatever comes our way all the time. So please join us in singing. The words will be on the screen. My life flows on in endless song. Thanks, choir. So the message of that song is that, like Ryan was talking about a minute ago, even in the face of struggle and difficulty, love, which can be expressed as music and can be expressed as kindness, it can be expressed as courage, it can be expressed in so many ways. When we let love be the fuel for rejoicing and celebrating the good and for pushing that good forward and encouraging it in our world, that's a beautiful thing, and it's what we're here for. So we're going to talk about justice and generosity early in the service today. First, note that next week is our Pride service, and it's also potluck. So here is your challenge for potluck next week. Can you bring something that fits in the rainbow? How colorful can you make your dish for potluck next week? Rainbow Jell-O, rainbow cake, rainbow fruit plate, rainbow veggie plate. I don't know, be creative. But our current partner is Knox Pride, and they are still asking for water for this, so bottled water is something they need right now. So that is something we can do, and let's plan it. There will be some celebration next week during potluck for Pride. And Curtis, where is Curtis? Come on up. Curtis is going to share some information with us about our clusters. So we're not the only UU church, as you know, in the area. There are many. And Curtis is our representative to the statewide Justice Network. And Curtis is going to tell us some information about what Toucan is up to and how we can be part of it.
Thank you. Hello. My name is Curtis Dash. I'm usually in the virtual world, so for those of you who don't know me, that's who I am. I'm also on the board here, which is exciting. I'm currently service clerk. But what I want to talk to you about today is we have been forming a statewide network, which we've talked about here several times, I think, as time's gone by, called the Tennessee Unitarian Universalist Community Action Network, lovingly known as Toucan. We are now official. We are an official organization. We have a charter. We have board members, which is really, really, really exciting for us. What that means for the congregations, for the 14 Unitarian Universalist congregations across the state, of course, of which we are one, is that we now have an opportunity for membership in Toucan. What that means for us, why I'm bringing this up today, is because it means that there will now be membership dues should Westside choose to be a member of Toucan. And so going forward, we're going to want to think about adding that to our yearly budget so that we can plan for that in advance. We did the safety program here a while back. That's sort of things that Toucan can be involved in and will be involved in. We're involved in an event that's going to be going on in September in Memphis to support the things that are going on in Memphis right now. So those are the kinds of things that we'll be doing as a state network. And so I'm hoping that Westside wants to contribute to that and become a member of our organization at Toucan and help us do good things. Thank you.
Thanks, Curtis. So that's not currently in the budget we're going to be reviewing today. That'll be something the new board that starts in July, the new board will be looking at that, and we'll be talking about it. But it's important for you all to, as our justice and generosity work goes, to be paying attention, because Toucan is becoming increasingly a wonderful organization that allows us to work with other UU congregations in the state to do collective work. And often you will find information in our newsletters, on our Facebook page, and our various social media, telling us what they are up to. And it isn't just, the individuals can get involved. So they will often let us know that there's an action happening, or they need people to go to Nashville. They need people to go to an action somewhere else in the state. So we do get that information from them. So we can keep our eyes on that. So today, we're going to talk about, as Ryan said, how challenging it can be to follow through with that love at the center, liberating love, the transforming power of liberating love, which is in our new denominational bylaws, that we are actually charged as Unitarian Universalists to engage in the transforming power of liberating love, which can be challenging, but also wonderful and beautiful. So the bridge is our metaphor for today, but we're going to hear some stories. Both Ryan and Ellen are going to share some stories with us about doing that in a practical way. Oh, Ryan, go ahead.
When I was thinking about the story that I could share for this, it was really hard to kind of land on one. And the one I landed on, I was still like, does this sound right? And to preface it, I asked Carol about it. I was like, this doesn't make much, it doesn't sound like I'm not some rousing success story. But Carol said, it's an example of how sometimes you can still hold that love in a way that is, it's still challenging, and it doesn't have to end up in flowers and puppies outside. I chose to talk about a friend of mine. He'd been a friend of mine since we met when his family moved here in I don't remember when, early 2000s. So we'd known each other for a very long time, and we became very quick friends, as young children are easy to do. It's like, hey, you want to be my friend? Yeah, okay, they're friends forever. But we stuck together through multiple life changes. We went to different schools. We would still meet up almost every week. He was my best friend. I asked him to be a groomsman at my wedding. And about 5 or 6 months before my wedding, he texts me and he says, hey, can we talk? And I go, sure, what's going on? Because we hadn't talked in a few months at this point, other than, like, hey, updates about wedding going-ons. And we met up at a cafe somewhere, and the first thing he said to me was, hey, I've been attending a new Bible study. And I'm like, that's great, what's going on with it? And so he talks to me about it. We talk about just other stuff like video games we're playing, shows we're watching. And at the end of the conversation, he finally says, this is really what I wanted to talk to you about. And I go, what's up? And he goes, I've been thinking a lot as I've been in this new Bible study. And I've been talking, and I've talked to a few people about it. And I don't think I can be a part of your wedding because it is ungodly. And it hurt a lot. I looked at him and I was like, what are you saying? And he kept going. He kept talking to me about it, and I'm just kind of nodding along. I'm not really responding. And then he just goes, I'm really sorry. I hope, can we still be friends? And I just kind of nodded along, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay, man. We're still friends. In fact, show up if you want, but don't say that. And I lied. It was not okay. I was angry, and I was very, very hurt. And my response to that was, I didn't respond to any messages from him for about 3 years. 4 years. He would just check up every once in a while, like, hey, how's it going? How are you enjoying being married? And I would just read it, and I didn't even block him. Some people would say you should have blocked him. I didn't even do that. I just ghosted him. I didn't respond to him at all. And in the end, and I just kept letting myself, every time I get a message from him, I would just get angry. And I'm just like, why does he still think he can talk to me? Why did he said those things to me? Oh my God, I didn't, no. Even then I would say I hated him. Because it was hard. I still loved him. This had been my best friend for almost 2 decades at that point. And it was hard to completely say, no, I don't care about you anymore. So I didn't respond to him or talk to him in any manner for almost 4 years. And then his youngest brother started working in an office that works closely with mine at work. And I was like, and his supervisor came down and said, "Hey, this is," and said his name. And I'm like, "What?" And I looked at him and he looked at me and I was like, "Oh, it's you." And then I hid from him for about 2 weeks because I was like, I don't know what he thinks about me. I haven't talked to his brother in 4 years. And then one day I just kind of was like, you know what, I'm going to go talk to him. And so I did. And it was just talking to him. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. How's it going, Ryan?" And we were talking and talking and talking. We were catching up. And then I asked him, "Hey, how's your brother doing?" And he told me a little bit about how he was doing. And I, in that moment, decided I can't continue to at least ignore him. So I said, "Hey, what's going on with your family soon around in the next few weeks?" And he said his parents actually live abroad right now, and they were coming back in for the holidays. And he said, "Well, for the next week, we're going to be with our parents, seeing them. We haven't seen them in like all year." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fair." A couple weeks after that, though, they were free, and it wasn't an in-person meeting. I still, at the time, I did not feel I was ready to even try to do that. But we called and we talked for a long time. And I said, "Listen, you obviously know I haven't been talking to you. You obviously know I've been ignoring you, and I think you know why." And he goes, "Yeah, I think I know why." But I told him about, I finally, realizing that I couldn't just sit there getting angry every time I saw a message from him, I just laid it out. I was like, "Listen, it upset me that, I understand that that is where you are or were in your life at the time. I can't, it hurt me, and I did not tell you how much it hurt me. I told you it was okay, it wasn't okay," on and on and on. And there was a long pause, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'm really sorry." And this time, rather than in the time when he'd met with me 4 years beforehand and said, "Hey, I'm sorry," and I didn't really feel like he was sorry, this time, I think he as well had, it felt to me like we both had thought about it, and that time I didn't feel like it was just "Oh, I'm sorry, let's move on anyway right now." And that time I did say, "I don't know if it's okay, but thank you, and I'd like to talk again." Since then, we have had a few other awkward conversations, but realizing that I wanted to put, it was a long journey of I can't, I cared about him, I loved him, but I didn't want to admit that. I wanted, he hurt me. He said these things about me and my relationship. I can't love him. How can I love him? He would say he did those hurtful things. And realizing that I still did love him, and so I used, putting it out there, putting my love out there, it has reopened the door. I would not say we are nowhere near as close as we once were. I don't know if we ever will be again. But realizing that I wanted to put love at the forefront there at least has opened a door for us to continue talking, hopefully less awkwardly as time goes on. But that's where it is for now. It's not a "we did it, I fixed it all." It's work in progress, which is one thing I wanted to highlight. Love is always a work in progress. Thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you. And brave to tell that story. That's also love. Being courageous to be vulnerable and tell our truths. Ellen has another story about building bridges, trying to make connections across difference.
once again. We may have to buy a stool for up here. Well, good morning. I think most of you know me, but in case you don't, my name is Ellen Greenwood, not to be confused with our upcoming President, Elizabeth Greenwood. But my name is Ellen Greenwood, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Those of you who have known me for some time probably know that I've lived my entire life first in rural East Texas and then in Knoxville. For most of my life, I have been glaringly aware that I have very different views, politically and religiously, from most of the people around me, including my family. That's one reason I am a Unitarian Universalist, a big reason. So I've spent my life navigating work and social relationships, especially a 37-year career in Knox County schools, but navigating these relationships as a political and religious liberal. But the very special relationship that I want to talk to you about this morning involves my hiking group, the Thursday Hikers. I began hiking with the Thursday Hikers in 1993, about the same time that I started coming to Westside, and for many of the same reasons. I had divorced in 1992 after 21 years of marriage, and I was, as Barbara Kingsolver puts it, learning to fall in love with my life again. I was already hiking occasionally with a couple of other groups when a friend suggested the Thursdays. My friend and I, both school teachers and both recently divorced, joined them one June day for a hike to Gregory Bald. We were greeted so warmly and welcomed into the group so wholeheartedly that they became our favorite group, at least in the summers when we were off. And what an interesting bunch of folks they were. They were mostly active retirees, approximately 55 years and up in age, a few approaching 80, and a few in their 40s, like myself at the time, but with jobs that allowed them to be free on Thursdays. Some were college educated, and a couple of them had probably not finished high school. Several had been born in the mountains before the creation of the park, and a couple of them had spent their careers working for the Park Service. Most of them knew more about the Great Smoky Mountains than I thought possible. And for that intangible reason that sometimes happens, born of spending long days together in the relative solitude of the mountains, the Thursdays had developed deep and lasting friendships. When my friend Jenny and I joined them, they made us feel like part of the group, part of the family. Their warm welcome meant so much to me at that time, as I was struggling with the rejection of a divorce and the anxiety of thrusting myself into social situations in this new persona as a single woman. And each time we showed up for a hike during a school holiday or in the summer, we were enthusiastically greeted as we got out of our cars. "The teachers are back. We've missed you so much." And we learned so much from them. Glenn and Harmon, for example, had literally spent their lives in the Smokies and seemed to know each mountainside, rock, tree, and flower personally. And brilliant Ruth had trained as a chemist in Pennsylvania, but she'd been forced out of her job with DuPont when the men returned from World War II. But she knew the scientific name of every plant we saw. Trail conversations were primarily about the flora and the fauna around us, sprinkled with stories from the past and a catching up on each other's families. Religion and politics were unofficially off limits, but of course did sometimes creep into the conversations. Not to mention that each hike began with a prayer, a very Christian prayer in Jesus' name. And this was at a time when For me, this was a problem. It really bothered me. And for years it did. Not that I would ever say anything, because I was raised to be respectful of prayer, whatever I might think personally. But over time, my attitude changed. It softened. After all, why not publicly say thank you for the glory of nature spread out around us in East Tennessee? And why not remember and express concern for friends who were sick or struggling in some way? Because the prayer always included a request for the Almighty to keep us safe on the trail, it eventually became known as the safety prayer, mostly in jest, since there were a few times when it did not work as we hoped. The Thursdays did long hikes in those days, covering most areas of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, including places the tourists would never see. We helped each other over boulders, across creeks, through Bodeau and catbriers. We survived encounters with bears, bear dogs, rattlesnakes, and worst of all, yellow jackets. We celebrated birthdays and mourned each other's losses. When I retired in '08, I became a year-round Thursday hiker, and I was definitely one of the group. Naturally, as any group, and in any group, in any family, conflicts arose. A few people left because of personal disagreements, and mostly political differences. At times, I got so annoyed that I thought about quitting the group, but I couldn't leave the Thursdays. I hiked. I avoid conflict whenever possible, as I'm prone to do. And I cemented friendships, even as our country's politics became more polarized than ever. But it was and is difficult. I feel like most of my talk so far has talked about all the common ground we found, and that is what has saved this relationship. But it is difficult. I struggle when I hear comments assuring me that I'm walking with someone who obviously has voted for people and policies that I know in my heart are destroying our democracy and harming people I love. I often feel that rather than building a bridge, we're walking on parallel trails on either side of a wide and fast-flowing creek, waving somewhat cordially to each other, so long as we stay on our own side. As the core members of the Thursdays have gotten older, the list of concerns and prayer requests before we say our safety prayer has gotten longer. We've had more emergencies on the trail as well. But it is a fact that you will not suffer alone if you are a Thursday hiker. They will be there to help you get through the difficulties. Age and death have made it evident how much I care for these people and how much I think they care for me. Most of us, or at least some of us, don't hike as far or as fast as we used to, but we look out for each other. And we show up big time for funerals. There's a tree not too far from Abrams Creek Ranger Station where we've scattered ashes of 4 of us. We've held a couple of memorial picnics at Metcalf Bottom's picnic area as well. The older ones among us, we call ourselves the wisdom hikers, tell stories about the ones we've lost, mourning their passing and celebrating their lives, regardless of religion or politics. What touches me most, and I thought of this especially in Ryan's story about his friend and his wedding, what touches me most is seeing some of these very conservative Baptist, Church of God, and so forth coming to a Unitarian Universalist celebration of life. And we've actually had 4 of those so far. UUs turn up in some strange groups. I am incredibly moved by seeing my old hiking friends at a UU service, which they would certainly consider ungodly. Listening with curiosity and respect to a service that does not include prayer, or promises of an eternity spent in heaven with Jesus. I've listened to them earnestly singing the unfamiliar lyrics to Spirit of Life or Blue Boat Home, or as in our last celebration of life, I Walk the Line. But I'm sure they go home and talk about what a strange, ungodly service it was. And I'm sure they express sadness, maybe even a little contempt, that we don't know the happiness and security that their faith brings. But they mourn with us. They express their love for our deceased friend, and we are all there for each other when it matters most. Our shared love for our beautiful East Tennessee continues to unite us. But our bridge, if that's what it is shaky. It is only as strong as our willingness to nurture our friendship and ignore differences. It's a very narrow footlog with a loose handrail over a wide and rocky creek. And my hiking buddies know how much I hate and dread and worry and struggle with those bridges. But the view of that creek on the days when I'm able to stand secure in the middle of the log is one of the loveliest sights I've ever seen.
Those are beautiful stories. That was a beautiful, beautiful sharing, Ellen. We talk here about love being at the center. And sometimes we talk about it in ways that are really easy to hear, but sometimes it's hard. You know, in a few minutes, we're gonna do a celebration for Tremaine going out into the world. The Bridging celebration is a celebration where we acknowledge that someone is leaving childhood and entering adulthood. The Bridging celebration happens when someone either turns 18 or graduates from high school. And it's a celebration that is marked by an actual physical transition, all right? But we would be doing our children and young adults a disservice if we pretended that life on the other side of that bridge is easy, or that living the values we espouse here is simple, or that the whole world out there is going to be as receptive, generous as we hopefully are inside this room and inside this community. Our values are only as good as they are in the most difficult situation. Does that make sense? Our values don't serve us if we only can use them in easy times. They only serve us at their best when we can use them in difficult and challenging situations. When that relationship that has meant so much to us is marred by anger and pain and hurt, it's when we can call love to the center then that we know how much our values mean to us. It's when we can choose. And sometimes the right choice is to say, I love you, and so I'm not going to communicate with you because I'm not helping either of us. That's not serving either of us right now. But when we can hold that love in the tough times, well, that's really when it serves us well. We all want connection. And maybe the connection is just a text to the family member who you completely disagree with on their birthday or on a holiday saying, I love you. I love you. And letting them know that on that day when they need to go to the hospital, or that day when they have a great loss, or on that day when their kid graduates, or whatever it is, that you're going to say, yes, I'm here. Yes, I see you. Yes, I know you're important to me. All right? In the ways that we can reach out and connect in ways that change the world and change minds and change hearts. but that foundation is only as strong as we make it by holding to the love. So thank you for those stories, Ellen and Ryan. Those are really important stories, and they remind us to hold love at the center. So we are going to celebrate the power of love to be the support as we all go out and face life's challenges. So Tremaine, this is your big moment. Come on up. Okay. All right, now you're going to stand here. Tremaine ain't walking across this bridge without a lot of help. So the first thing I need is, I need Carson. I need Carson. Where's Chloe? Come on, Chloe. Carson, will you help me? Will you come help me? Can you come help me with something? Come here. Come on, I need your help. Will you help me? Okay, Chloe's going to be here too. So actually, Chloe and you have a job to do, okay? Okay, so let's see. You go be on the other side. Okay, do you know what the beginning is? You're going to be the beginning, and Chloe's going to be the end, okay? Now, Frank, maybe you should come help too. Okay. Okay, so this bridge represents the journey from childhood to adulthood. And this bridge represents the journey from the sort of nesting safe place of this community into the young adult community. So I need a few people to represent the childhood home base of this community. Who wants to come over here and represent? You know what? I think we need Alice and Virginia. I think we need Tremaine's home family to come be on this side. Come over here on this side. Over here with me. Yeah, he's leaving home to go to college. Y'all going to be on the side he's not staying at all the time anymore. Okay. All right. Okay, now, anybody else want to be on the I feel like a child today side? No? Come on, Anna, come on this side. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to do, without putting pressure on anyone, is anyone who considers themselves a young adult, we'll call that under 40, is invited to join Chloe with the young adults over there. Yep. See, all right, already, what we got to show here is, Tremaine, you ain't going into it alone. You can call on these people to help you figure out what to do when you get out there. All right? Okay, now the rest of y'all. Drew, I need you up here now. All right. So, okay, Carson, I'm going to put your hand down for just a minute because I got to get something for you to give to Tremaine. Okay. So y'all going to have to help be the bridge. So let's see. Drew, how about you stand in the back here? I need a couple of tall people on this side. Like maybe Chris, Stephan, Barry, perfect. You guys come stand on this side. Now I need 4 people to match them on the other side of the bridge because you're going to do the bridge thing. 4 people over there. Yes, you're going to do the thing. You're going to do the thing.
I think there's a height difference here. Oh,
Okay. All right, Michelle's going to do it too. Okay, Barry, you're going to have to step down a little bit. Yeah. Okay, now, before you can do this, there's stuff. All right. So, on this side of the bridge, here, we're going to take these out of the vase, Tremaine. Carry those with you. On this side of the bridge, Tremaine has received some gifts, some beauty, some support, some love, represented by these roses. Now, in Unitarian Universalism, we give at child dedications, we give roses that don't have the thorns on them. So that's what we call a baptism, a child dedication. So these roses do not have thorns on them. They represent the side of the bridge where you're like protected over here, where we're taking care of you, people are trying to protect you, right? They don't have thorns on them. There's beauty there, and there's wisdom and support. He gets to carry that with him as he goes across the bridge. The other thing, if I can find out where it went, is I'm going to put this on you, okay? This is from our denomination. It's a bridging gift from the denomination. It's a chalice necklace. It has the year 2026 on the back of it. And it represents carrying that tradition with you, right? You get to carry that with you. You will find other places out in the world where no matter what, you can always find a Unitarian Universalist congregation and consider that home. So, all right, you all come up close. Y'all, Carson, you get to be, can you high five Tremaine? High five him. High five. Good job. Okay. And you know what? Y'all can high five him too. All right. Make the bridge. The bridge will be made. And let's all clap as Tremaine goes across the bridge where he's going to get some new gifts. So you got to go under there. Go for it. Now, I'm going to let you help me hold these, Drew. Hold that one. Okay. So, on the other side of the bridge, there's lots of gifts, right? You're going to probably need some help holding this stuff, so maybe Chloe will help you. Okay. So the first thing is when you get on this side of the bridge, there's still beauty. These roses, you can take those. These roses have their thorns on them because y'all know what it's like out there. Right? They have thorns on them. But we know you can handle it. We know you can handle it. We believe in you. And this chalice, this is specially designed for a college dorm room where you might not be able to light it, but you can get one of those little ones that you turn on with the battery, right? So you take the chalice with you, right? When it's hard, when it's difficult, remember your values. Remember this community. I'm going to cry now. Remember that we love you, and we are here for you. And you can call on us, and you can call on all the things that we have helped you learn during these years you've been with us, okay? So that goes with you. Your hands are about to get very full. Okay. Ryan, you hold, okay, yeah, you hold these. Okay. Okay, now this is where it gets good. Okay, so what is in this basket is a lot of hot cocoa, because how many people have needed I wasn't going to do the coffee thing. How many people have needed hot cocoa or something similar to get through one of those days, or one of those nights, or one of those, right? It's the sweetness. It's the sweetness and a little jolt of energy that we know you're going to need, and we're sending you with some of it. Now, I'm going to let you read these mugs, because Tremaine is a musician. So I'm going to hold them up for you.
Without music, life would be flat.
Like, haha, B flat.
Taxing notes.
It's taking notes.
Or taking notes.
Yeah, and it's going to be taxing some days. Okay. This one is?
Where words fail, music speaks. Then music is my life.
Awesome. You got anything you want to say? This is your chance. You don't have to.
Thank you to everybody, and you guys have all been really amazing and just will be a big part of my life, and I'll never forget you guys, and I'll come back and visit every chance I get.
Awesome. All right, so y'all need to high five him now, okay?
There's no high five.
Yeah, okay, here, high five.
That's a crisp.
All right. right, now y'all going to help him figure out what to do with all this stuff. Yeah. Okay, go help him figure it out. All right, thank you all for participating in that. I know, it messes with you, doesn't it? Tremaine, we are so proud of you. Now I'm gonna cry, okay? We are so proud of you. You have faced a lot of challenges, and you have persisted. Alice and Virginia, we're so proud of you. You have raised a young man who is ready. And you're going to face challenges, and you're going to mess up, because haven't we all? Right? You aren't going to make it into adulthood without messing up and falling down. And you'll pick yourself back up, and if you need help, we'll help pick you up. But you can do this. You got this. And music is an awesome bridge to get you through whatever's coming ahead. So we're going to sing a song about love and bridges and doing stuff. So I'm going to invite the choir to come up. And the words are going to be up. Y'all can help us with the chorus. You're going to recognize it. This is the chorus you're going to recognize. Love can build a bridge, okay? So we are going to sing Love Can Build a Bridge. Join us if you know the song, and you will know the chorus by the time we're done.
Share with you the last bite of bread I had
So as our service draws to a close today, I invite you to make the bridge that we make every week at the end of our service. And you can hold your own hands in this bridge. You're allowed. But if you'd like to join hands, I invite you to join hands. That's a big stretch. Y'all can do it. All right. So I know that sometimes people think this is a little corny, but maybe not. Look into the eyes of anybody you feel like your person you're already close to or someone you've never met. Just look around. This is the bridge. This is the bridge. This is the bridge when we're struggling. This is the bridge when we're celebrating. This is the bridge when we're confused or we don't know. This is the bridge when we've done something stupid. This is the bridge when we've been mean and we didn't mean to. This is the bridge no matter what. All we have to do is be willing to reach out with our eyes. You don't have to necessarily do anything with your hands. You can look with a smile. That's enough. This is the bridge. So go out there and be the bridge of love in the world that so desperately needs it. May it be so. And I hope you all will eat some of this awesome cake that we have for Tremaine today.